This video is brought to you by Squarespace, the all-in-one platform to build your online presence. Episode 6. And Luke's back. I'm not a fan of digital Luke and his monotone delivery. Well, it sounds like his voice wasn't mixed in with the other audio properly, which is weird as Mando is dubbed, and he never sounds out of place. And to be honest, a lot, if not most of the other voices would be getting dubbed in later. So I don't know why just Luke always sounds separate to everyone else. And he talks way too slow, like he's trying to sound wise and meaningful all the time. That or he's growing a bit of the herb on the planet. That's what he's spending his time doing.
Size matters not.
It's so weird to me that we have Luke training what is effectively a baby. It even makes baby sounds the whole time. It feels like half the time we're watching a Muppet movie. What is the point of all this? Well, I know the point is to sell toys, and Grogu and Mando are about the only toys that are selling. And I do wish they'd try and sell the mod gating figures, because I'd definitely be buying those. Luke has Grogu remember his past, so Grogu flashes back to the night he survived the Jedi Temple attack, just like Reva did. Wouldn't that be an awesome twist if during the flashback we see Grogu escaping through a door, and as Reva runs for the door, he just closes it on her, trapping her in with the bad guys and sending her down her dark side journey. I'd love that twist. Takes us the whole season to realise he's just a little bastard. Oh, I'd like him so much more. But what was he doing at the Jedi Temple that night 30 years ago? The kids we saw swinging their lightsabers around looked ridiculous enough. What was Grogu doing there at the time when he would have been like a 20-year-old fetus? The slow aging thing is so stupid in this show. Grogu hasn't advanced from sounding like a baby and being an infant for 50 years, but it's worth Luke wasting his time on trying to train him, even though at this rate he won't be an adolescent for about another 100 years. It's so dumb. So Disney.
It's unfair.
I know.
You guys have given us
He's
so
too
many.
cute,
Like
too cute.
BB-8, Porgs, Baby Yoda. I can't breathe anymore.
Ah, shit. Then it's back to the Boba Fett show. What a horrible come down going back to the boring Boba Fett story. I've come off 3-day acid benders and haven't felt that flat.
I just want to be in a controlled environment. Have a Coke and a tuna sandwich, just mong out to some snow patrol.
The mods. The producers really thought these assholes were going to be popular. You just know there are boxes of mods toys stashed hidden away somewhere at the Lucasfilm offices. Wouldn't it be awesome if they did a crossover and had the mods turn up in Andor? Wouldn't that be awkward? Fennec's leading the meeting, of course. She's in charge of the upcoming battle. Thankfully, because Boba is an idiot. And I'm not even joking, Fennec is a much better character. I'd rather watch her show minus Boba Fett. Isn't that sad? And what a mixed bag it would be coming up against Boba's gang. You could either be fighting a Mandalorian, a huge Wookiee, or these weak-looking, fashion-conscious dipshits. You could either die or die laughing. Hang on. Not only have we not seen Boba Fett for 1.5 episodes in his own 7-episode series, yes, they couldn't even get it to 8. They didn't even let him have one line of dialogue in this scene. Not even a grunt of acknowledgement. Jesus. Even the show knows he's old and useless. Red shirt. This is the most obvious example of a red shirt I've seen for years. That guy we've never seen before is 100% gonna die.
I don't think you heard what I said.
If you don't know what a red shirt is, it's when you have a series and the main characters do everything, and then suddenly you see someone else who you've never seen before involved in the main story. They've most likely been brought in to be sacrificed.
Because my character isn't important enough for a last name. Because I'm gonna die.
The name Red Shirts comes from Star Trek, where red shirts were taken on every mission to die.
He's new.
But just to catch everyone up on what the bloody hell's going on, the Pikes are coming for the Boba gang because they want the freedom to run spice through his territory. Apparently this means war. So Mando's gone to see his old friend the cowboy to try and get some manpower because the women power would be useless. Just kidding, ladies. But as soon as Mando leaves, big old Cad Bane wanders into town, representing the Pikes and their drug interests.
I'd be careful where I was sticking my nose if I were you.
I've never watched the Star Wars cartoons. I know they're meant to be good, but there's only so many hours in a day, and there's too much Star Wars as it is. But I like this Cad Bane character. He's a bit too comic book gunslinger, so I'm guessing he's a Dave Filoni creation, but the voice and face are pretty cool. Red shirt goes down, and then we know that guy's not going to die. That's what red shirt was for. And then, boy, back with Luke and Grogu. The more they use Luke to do damage control for the sequels, the more stupid and out of place the sequels feel. Because you have to remember, this Luke turns into a completely selfish loser. And Grogu, Ahsoka, all the Mandalorians, everyone is just going to disappear to make way for Rey.
I'm all the Jedi.
Oh no, they made him a little shirt. More merchandise. I'm surprised I haven't got Luke drinking a refreshing Pepsi. Imagine instead of all this absolute bullshit, we were watching Luke training a young Ben. But, you know, no toy sales there, so screw that idea. Luke gives Grogu a choice. The dangerous lightsaber Or the chainmetal raver top? I'm guessing the infant baby child's going to pick the only father figure he's ever known over the boring dude making him train every day. And here's a tip we could all live by. Don't let children make major life decisions, because children are all mental. We then get another glorious kick to the nuts of J.J. Abrams and Rian Johnson when we have Luke explain to Grogu that it's going to take many years to learn the way of the Force, even past Luke's lifetime.
It will take you many years to master the ways of the Force, and you may never see the Mandalorian again.
Luke must be absolutely shocked when he meets Rey. The one-day instant expert Force user. Imagine that. Something that takes years and years of patience to learn, and you meet someone that can do it all in a day. It must have blown Luke's mind. That would be like meeting God. Now I'm not saying Jon Favreau has given up on old man Boba, but Boba made it through 2 episodes out of only 7 without saying a line of dialogue. What are they paying him by the line? Quick breather to discuss this video's wonderful sponsor, the amazing and personal favourite of mine, Squarespace. Whether you're just starting to grow your big idea, or maybe you're already established, well, to keep on growing, you need to have an awesome modern-looking website. That's where Squarespace, the #1 website builder, comes in. Not only will they make you look fantastic, they can also help you bring in the dollars. And best of all, it won't cost you a fortune or waste heaps of your precious time. You may be a business owner, YouTuber, podcaster, photographer, filmmaker, musician, a clothes designer, or maybe you just want to share your cool collection. Well, you're going to need that dream website. And with Squarespace, you can have that website today. That's literally today. Up and running, looking fantastic. It's really that easy. Just choose one of their amazing templates, bring it to life with photo galleries, portfolios, and video backgrounds, and you're ready to go. They can even help you be a social media master. You'll look successful even before you are. Go to squarespace.com/robothead and you can try Squarespace absolutely free. So what's to lose? And then when you are ready to blast off to take on the world, use the code ROBOTHEAD and you will get 10% off your first purchase. See the link below. Get moving on those dreams. Go to Squarespace today. I really feared going to the final episode, as it was directed by Robert Rodriguez, arguably the biggest wanker in Hollywood. So the bar Boba's meant to be providing protection to got blown up at the end of the last episode. Boba's doing a great job of providing protection to the people that pay him. Boba the Genius decides to make the destroyed bar his home base, where he has no access to his ship, Mando's ship, or the Rancor. And he decides to do this because the mods tell him to. Yes, the writers have made Boba a complete idiot. So from now on, he'll be known as Boba Gump, the simpleton. Grogu turns up being flown by R2-D2. Not really sure how Luke knew where to drop him off or that he'd be safe, but you know, once Grogu dumped him, Grogu could go to bloody hell. And again, we get the feeling that those ex-rebels have become real controlling pricks.
Officer! I filed for my new Republic certification seal just as you were landing.
Fennec is back in charge, and by that I mean she's still in charge. And just as a community reminder, remember, when you think Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are going to save Star Wars, they signed off on this crap, and all the other crap we've been getting.
The Gamorrean guards are posted in the Clactunian territory at the starport and will alert us if any of the Pike Syndicate forces arrive.
Fennec then keeps old man Boba in line, like a husband with dementia. We're not even going to pretend anymore this is a Boba Fett show.
You're emotional.
I can take him.
We need to adjust. You'll have your moment.
The shootout starts with the mods who are patrolling the city, and I've never wanted to see a group of people mass murdered so badly. Sadly, they don't all have their heads explode, but they do prove how useless they are. Fennec said that her gang was ready for an attack in any direction, but the truth is the Pissweak gang were easily overrun in every direction. They were completely vulnerable and outnumbered.
It's a coordinated attack.
Coordinated attack? Boba Fett can only deal with uncoordinated attacks. Anything coordinated, he's just no good. Fennec goes off to save the day again, and they needed to get there quick, so it's an odd choice seeing Boba as a jetpack. Scary Chewie gets attacked, and check this guy out. He just runs up and snuggles in under his arm. What is going on there? Yay! Fennec again. She's amazing. So far, Boba Fett has done absolutely nothing. Hey, there's Fennec's speeder. Somehow she pulled up right next to the shootout and no one noticed. You call that a Rodriguez.
You're welcome.
The way I see it, we have 2 choices. We wait until they get into position and launch a siege on their terms. Or we rush out there, catch them unaware, then we can escape to your ship at the palace. I can't abandon Mos Espa. These people are counting on me.
Yes, but there is a third option. You could escape and get to those 2 spaceships you have and blast the crap out of these guys and save the town. I mean, it's just a thought, something you could do. So a shootout starts and there are problems.
I wouldn't celebrate yet We got problems.
Yeah, the problem's the gang is assembled. Blow up the scooters, you bastards. And we get more of Robert Rodriguez's excellence here when we have these big-ass walking guns that are so useless you can stand right next to them and have a conversation and you're fairly safe. What a threat.
Velocity, move! Can you protect the others? I can distract them for a spell.
In Phantom Menace, even the Jedi took off when these things turned up. But 40 years later, the scary walking gun doesn't even have a swivel head. It has to make a 23-point turn every time it wants to turn around to shoot. Brilliant. And why is this one just walking away and not killing them? Well, that's to allow Robert Rodriguez to go full Rodriguez and have this poor bastard spin around before taking a shot. Yes, it looks ridiculous. This coordinated spin during the gunfight makes some sense and looks somewhat cool. This makes no sense, it's just pathetic. I feel sorry for the actor. First they glue a piece of shit to the side of his head and they make him punce around like Harry Styles trying to impress 13-year-old girls. Poor guy probably hasn't even told anyone he's in Star Wars.
For you! Turn around! Well, I can't hear you!
$2 store Ripley joins the commotion because she drives straight up to Mando without hearing the explosions of blaster fire because there's a war going on. Mando and Grogu are reunited in an incredibly quick backflip from the emotional season final ending of Mando that we've just seen.
Hey, what are you doing here?
I have more to say on that. Everyone's running from the big guns, which is a surprise seeing as these three were off jazzing it up around the corner a minute ago. But for some reason they decided to run straight back into the line of fire of the big gun to run away. You think they might have tried to attack from a different direction or do something else, but you know, this is Robert Rodriguez. After 1,000 blasts that have just bounced off the shield, they all think maybe just another 1,000 more and they'll get through. Because for some reason they just all keep shooting even though it hasn't done a thing. No one thinks to try something different, but they do have one great plan. That great plan is take a sniper gun and try shooting at it again. Maybe they should have all gone up onto the roof. It's quite the advantage point from up there. But someone needs to explain to me why the guy with the permanently attached gun sight on his head wasn't chosen to make the sniper shot. It's obvious to the audience that none of the attached mods, actually improve their life in any way or give them any advantage in any situation. But even the show has stopped pretending that the mods work in any way. Boba nicks home to come back with Slave One so he can blast everyone away. But in a surprise twist, Boba Gump has decided to return riding the fleshy, out-of-control Rancor. Great decision, Boba Gump. Oh boy. Yeah, don't bring the spaceship with the massive guns. Bring your pet. Everyone keeps shooting at the shields, even though it's literally doing nothing. While the Rancor goes berserk, this guy gets blasted to death, but can still do the Wellum scream on the way out. That's a Rodriguez. We then have the show turn to King Kong, and Mando proves that his internal organs and bones must be all made up of Beskar. Otherwise, he's just turned to soup in his suit. But thank God we then have Grogu save the day. And also make Luke look like an absolute joke. Tiny little Grogu walks up to the Rancor and puts him asleep at the Force. Weak-ass Luke had to fight the beast mano to mano. But we just saw Grogu win the fight without breaking a sweat. Grogu is much more powerful than Luke. It's a race situation all over again. Where do they go from here if he's already so powerful? We then see the final sweep of the enemy crime bosses and Mare. And surprise, surprise, Fennec again. Oh man, even when you Google the show, she's listed first. Boba's listed 5th on the list, just after Scooter Girl in 4th place. Which brings us to the lovely final scene of the Boba gang together, perfectly spaced out so we get to see everything including those awesome scooters. And the final line goes to...
Chrysanthemum, you want to share?
Goes to Fennec. Bravo, Lucasfilm. Bravo, Disney. Let's take a moment to just take in that final shot. Even little rat catchers there for some reason. Imagine showing this photo to someone 10 years ago and telling them that this was the future of Star Wars. They'd piss themselves laughing before crying.
You're f***ing kidding me.
Who in their right mind would want more of this? The great bounty hunter tied to this boring Dust Bowl town and these scooter riding assholes. There is not one thing in this image I have any desire to see again. It's actually a disgrace what they've done. But they know this, so they're smart enough to finish on characters people don't hate.
All right, but this is the last time.
Wouldn't you want to always be travelling fast through the depths of space?